I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and today we'll find out the Democratic ticket. Vice President Harris, who secured the nomination after President Biden dropped out, is going to pick her running mate.
The two names everyone's talking about at this point as the finalists are Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Pennsylvania's Governor Josh Shapiro.
Fox's Brian Yennis in Philadelphia, where the vice president and her VP choice will rally tonight.
Shapiro's seen as the more moderate pick for Harris. He was the former state attorney general here twice before winning the governorship by 15 points in 2022. His biggest asset is his ability to potentially deliver a win here in Pennsylvania, which is seen as a must-win state for Harris.
While we keep waiting for the attack, Iran vows against Israel.
This morning, there was yet another Iran-backed attack into this country. Drones and rockets being fired just a few miles from here. One hitting near to a car and critically injuring two people.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Haifa, Israel, and says that bombing follows one in Iraq,
where an Iran-backed militia targeted a base in Iraq that was housing American forces. We do know multiple U.S. troops were injured. We are waiting updates on their conditions.
Tropical storm Debbie, blamed for 5 deaths and flooding in Florida, could put a lot more areas underwater.
It's really all about how much rain is going to fall, and it's not turning off anytime soon.
Fox weather storm specialist Mike Seidel in the rain, standing by a flooded road in Isle of Palms, South Carolina, says Debbie
is going to come off the coast of Georgia and then sit off the South Carolina coast and just kind of fester for several days. So it just pumps the rainfall in. It kind of rains itself out. It'll be late week before the flood watch ends.
Some areas could get 2 feet of rain or more. A rebound may be brewing on Wall Street. Dow futures are up the day after a 1,000-point plunge for the Dow. Japan's Nikkei also surged back up 10%, gaining back much of its losses, fueled by fears of a recession. America's listening to
the doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
While Vice President Harris gets ready to unveil her running mate, Democrats are getting ready to formalize the nomination she's already secured in a virtual roll call of delegates. That'll be at the convention in Chicago in 13 days.
After over a year of planning, the DNC now less than 2 weeks away, and Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling telling Fox News the city's finalizing its public safety plan to ensure security.
Federal agencies, state and county police officers, everyone who's a partner in this. I feel very confident that we'll have a successful and safe DNC.
Police have also trained in de-escalation techniques for protests planned during the DNC over issues like the city's migrant crisis and the economy. We're also told that tens of thousands will march during the DNC over the Israel-Hamas war. Exact locations of demonstration zones will soon be determined by a judge. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
It is primary day in 4 states, Washington State and Michigan, Kansas and Missouri, where a progressive Democrat, Congresswoman Cori Bush, is facing a challenge from Wesley Bell. At the Paris Olympics, the day after Simone Biles got a silver to add to her 3 golds, the U.S. still leads the medal standings with 79. In baseball, another loss for Chicago, 5-1 in Oakland, the 21st straight loss for the White Sox,
who have not tasted victory since July 10th. We turn back the clock to 1988, the last time a major league team lost 21 games in a row. Then the Baltimore Orioles, now the Chicago White Sox. Baltimore and Chicago share the record for the longest losing streak in American League history. The White Sox record is 27-88, 61 games below 500. The White Sox on pace to finish this season with 124 losses, which would be the most since the 1899 Cleveland Spiders lost 134 games.
Fox's Jared Max. The major league record for longest losing streak is 23. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois attempting to remove language barriers for Illinoisans seeking to access state agency resources. The governor signed the Language Equity and Access Act into law. The bill requires the governor's Office of New Americans to craft, implement, and oversee statewide language access requirements. 2 teens recovering. It follows a shooting in Decatur. Police say an 18-year-old found shot Friday in the 800 block of West Elm Street. He was taken to the hospital. Officers learned that a 16-year-old arrived at the hospital with a gunshot wound to the leg. Both are in stable condition. Police are investigating. Ahead of this school year, Champaign School District hosting the school supply giveaway. Promise Healthcare hosting back-to-back health fair in Rantoul. It'll be at the Marketplace Mall, 11 a to 1 p today. All supplies first come, first serve, and your student must be registered for the year. The giveaway made possible by Unit 4's Department of Family and Community Engagement and 30 partnering agencies. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hey, good morning. It is Tuesday. It's August 6th. I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
Time for Greg Solier, brought to you by Carl.
Cross your child's yearly physical exam off your back-to-school list. For a location near you, visit carl.org.
Well, our meteorologist, Greg Solier, very summer-like, not super hot, super humid, but it's August 6th, and it looks like we have much of the same coming, huh?
Yeah, we'll get into maybe, definitely some cooler, drier air around here beginning, as early as this afternoon, but more so felt later on tonight and tomorrow. But this will be relatively short-lived. We'll once again build one of those warm to hot ridges out of the plains, and we're still not done with 80, 85, 90-degree weather, the beginning part of that next warm-up in sight for early to mid next week. But in the meantime, 74, somewhat buggy degrees at Willett and Savoy, same at Danville, 73 at Rantoul, and 76 at Bloomington Normal. Showers and thunderstorms have been dominating Wisconsin, parts of far northeast Illinois, across the lake into Michigan. No sign of those things bodily coming southward. We may bubble up 1 or 2, if that, this afternoon and evening time, as the first of a couple of cold fronts come our way. Ahead of it, mostly sunny, hot, humid, 92. Southwest winds will turn westerly this afternoon. That might correspond with a bit of a drop in temperature and humidity, and winds will pick on up as well. And just a slim chance for a stray shower this evening. Increasing clouds, turning breezy, cooler, less humid as the night wears on. Winds will shift around northeast and a low down to 63. Tomorrow, sunshine, cooler, less humid. Actually, a partly sunny sky with a high up near about 79 degrees. I'm sure a lot of people are going to claim early fall around here, but not the case. 81 Thursday, upper 70s back in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Gorgeous weather for the weekend. And here come the low to mid 80s next Monday and Tuesday, and could get close to 90 around here the second half of next week. For CVG Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. I'm Stevie J, and good morning again. Happy to welcome back to the program political strategist and the Lawfare Project Senior Counsel, Gerard Felitti. Mr. Felitti, how are you?
I'm good. A pleasure to be on.
Out of the Big Apple this morning.
Good to have you in New York City. Okay, so I went all in. All my chips are on Josh Shapiro. We're waiting to hear. They're not picking Tim Walz. Isn't he Bernie Sanders?
He's Bernie Sanders, but you know what? For Kamala Harris, that's still an improvement. So I think that he actually does have a good chance of being the guy who comes out on top.
I mean, because what? Of course, Josh Shapiro's Jewish, and people in Michigan, there's a whole faction there that wouldn't vote for him. She might lose Michigan, but gain Pennsylvania. They wouldn't go left, would they?
They might. I mean, it makes more sense because Walz is also a bit of a maverick. He was more to the right in Congress, and people forget that people who are not familiar with his record as governor might have that image of him. But ultimately, I mean, if she goes, we are in a state of anti-Semitism right now that is so toxic that if she were to go with Josh Shapiro, even though I'd argue he's better qualified, she will lose Minnesota, she'll lose Michigan, she'll lose all the undecided or uncommitted delegates. It's a problem for her.
Okay, so I think if Kamala Harris is our president, I'm going to have to memorize this this anecdote.
You know, we have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke.
Yeah, somebody found that tape.
Oh, boy.
First of all, that's the problem with America. We've got a virus, and it's called wokeism. And it's growing. So talk about wearing a mask. I mean, Gerard, this is not the direction the country wants to go. The majority does not want this, but yet, course, I said this would happen. She's amazing. She's unbelievable. She's incredible. She hasn't spoken to the media like freelance on her own. And Gerard, I wouldn't put her in front of the media.
That's right.
Why would I do that?
No, because that's the thing. When you hear a tape like that, it reminds me of, you're in college, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you've had way too many drinks, and you decide to have an intellectual conversation. That's what that tape sounds like. And, if you expose her to media, people will realize that. If you expose her to hard questions, you'll see that she has no policy initiatives that are healthy for this country. So for Donald Trump to win, all he needs to do is stick to the issues. It doesn't care how she identifies herself. Who cares? It's a matter of, she doesn't have policies that will do any good for most Americans.
And I thought when I first saw her, I said, she looks pretty formidable.
Yeah.
There's not a lot going on there from the standpoint of depth. And I think Greg Gutfeld said it the best when he said, Kamala sounds like she's giving a book report and she hasn't read the book. That to me really kind of struck. I said, that's kind of what I am. That's what I'm feeling here. So, okay, so the announcement's got to come because we got a rally in Philadelphia tonight.
That's when it's coming. We will see the VP choice on stage with her.
Okay, all right. So why are they creaming J.D. Vance so hard?
Well, because he's on the ticket with Donald Trump, and that's enough for anyone to go after him. But the issue with Vance is, people want to see the strong Trump ticket, and I think that they have it with J.D. Vance because J.D. Vance goes to the same base that Kamala is going for with a Josh Shapiro or Tim Walz. It's that blue collar, it's that middle America, it's the people with common sense who aren't necessarily aligned with any party. That's who J.D. Vance appeals to. That's who Kamala is looking for a VP choice for. So this is making it competitive. You're going to knock Vance because you want to get an advantage in those states.
Okay, so I'm reading, but he's weird, Gerard.
Oh, here we go.
Off the memo that we got. So
I remember these conversations in fourth grade, third grade. Who has cooties among these candidates? I mean,
I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, I know exactly. Did you ever see Being There from Peter Sellers when he's just a guard? Did you ever see that movie? Okay, then you need, before I let you go, you need a little smile here for you. This is for you, Gerard, because you seem a little intense this morning. So I want you to hear this. Ready?
Let's hear it.
The governor and I, and we were all doing a tour of the library here and talking about the significance of the passage of time.
As long as the roots are not severed, all is well, and all will be well in the garden.
Right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs.
In a garden, growth has its season. First comes spring and summer, but then we have fall and winter. And then we get spring and summer again.
And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day in the life of our children.
Oh, there you go, Gerard. That was for you today.
Well, thank you for the laugh. I just hope we don't hear 4 years of this.
Well, you know what? Peter Sellers, at the end of that movie, they said we have to have Chauncey Gardner to win the presidency.
That's right.
So that's what we got. I don't know. This is important to laugh, to have a little levity, because, I mean, this is so doggone serious. I mean, it's and really, what will change? If it's Kamala, it's going to be the same as Joe Biden. Here are the marching orders. Here's what we're going to do. But I just would like to know who's running stuff, and I still don't know who's running the Joe Biden stuff.
For better or worse, Joe Biden has experience with foreign policy. Kamala has none. So it'll be the same policies, but less experience and more ignorance and just worse.
Gerard Filitti, how can people connect with you?
Look online at X, what used to be called Twitter, at Gerard Filitti.
Excellent.
All right, but I appreciate your time. Thank you again. Always a pleasure to have you on. All right, ESPN 93.5 is 7:15, 217-359-2255. All of you probably aren't old enough to have seen Being There.
I know.
I mean, it was in the 70s. We did
Or
college...
was it the 60s?
No, it was 70s.
Okay.
We did a college class on it in the late 70s.
I took a film class at EIU back in the 80s, and that was One of the ones that came up.
Yeah, no, it was that kind of a movie in the late 1970s. Peter Sellers was the actor's name, and he was just the guy that took care of an old man who died in a building, but all he did was take care of the old man and feed flowers.
And then they thought that he was next up.
Well, they just thought he was brilliant the way he talked, because nobody could be that dumb. So he just a car backed into Peter Sellers, and it was a rich man, and one thing led to another where he was also powerful, and everybody thought he was a genius.
Right.
He's talking about the garden, and it's just one of those really well done. Shirley MacLaine, Peter Sellers. All right, let's check sports headlines.
1979.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Cubs and Cardinals just aren't great.
Yeah, big donut on the runs yesterday for both of our
Minnesota's very good. Minnesota's better than the Mets.
Are the Mets?
Better. Yeah, the Mets have been hot.
Dang it.
So, no, the Cubs and Cardinals are very average baseball teams, and it stinks. Okay.
Let's get your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and the problem with runners in scoring position continued yesterday as the Cardinals went 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position, losing to the Mets 6-0.
Sean Manaea was too much for the Cardinals. Another left-handed pitcher the Cardinals just could not handle. They didn't get anything going on the offensive side. Double-digit strikeouts again for Manaea back-to-back times. And Andre Palante, who got the start for the Cardinals, was okay early on. He just ran into a bad inning.
The Cardinals are 18-16 against left-handed pitchers, but the last couple of games ran into a buzzsaw with Steele and then Manaea yesterday.
They sure did. They're having trouble with them, and they're going to need to get production from their right-handed guys. It just didn't happen yesterday.
So let's turn the page, and tonight the Cardinals play the Tampa Bay Rays. It's Sonny Gray going for his 11th win against Jeffrey Springs 0-0. We're on the air at 5:50. Ricky will have the lineups at 6:35. I'll bring you Sonny Gray's first pitch at 6:45. We hope you'll join us. The Mets won yesterday 6-0.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Minnesota over the Cubs 3-0. So that series continues. Today is the what? 6th. Yeah. So I have the Twins at
So I think it's night, but I don't know.
I think it's 7:05. There you go.
7:05 tonight. Minnesota's very good. They're a playoff team. So you got a good team in Chicago.
And Oakland A's over the Chicago White Sox, tying the American League record for 21 losses right now.
You realize the White Sox went into St. Louis earlier this year and beat the Cardinals 2 out of 3.
Oh, really?
That doesn't look so good right now.
Darn it.
Yeah. We're going to talk a little on the stock market. People were freaking out. The Dow went down over 1,000. They lost $1 trillion in value. It's a lot of moolah. Weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you some great programs that you'll want to check out. urbanaparks.org.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity. The first in a couple of cold fronts to come swinging through the area as Debbie, the remnants, makes its way up the eastern seaboard. We'll turn those jet stream winds in from the north and northwest. Cooler, drier air on the move, knocking at the doorstep by this evening. For the day today, mostly sunny, hot, humid. Couple of fog patches around early this morning, and maybe an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon and evening. Highs of about 92. Will level off tonight to 63. Winds will shift to the west this afternoon. Might even be a drop in temperature and humidity. Then much cooler, less humid on the overnight with a low down to 63. Much cooler, less humid for the day tomorrow. Partly sunny, highs to about 79. We'll settle into the upper 50s tomorrow night. Gorgeous weather heading through the rest of the weekend into the weekend too. Sunshine, 81 for the day on Thursday. Highs in the upper 70s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Back into the lower 80s. We start a warming trend for the early to middle portions of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olshes, Greg Soldier.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Stock futures are higher after yesterday's sell-off. Investors have been concerned about the possibility of a global recession. Countering that sentiment this morning, Germany reported manufacturing orders improved for the first time in 6 months in June, with the car industry bouncing back. This morning, Caterpillar reported better than expected earnings for the spring quarter. Sales were softer, but Caterpillar was able to charge more. Uber Technologies returned to making a profit in recent months. It's reporting solid growth in its ride share and food delivery business. Duke Energy, the North Carolina-based electricity and natural gas provider, made a profit in its recent quarter after losing money a year ago. Though Outback's parent company, Bloomin' Brands, is reporting a disappointing quarter. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
It's time to take the quiz. 5 questions, 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
History, pop culture, science, sports, civics. How much do you know? Let's find out.
Who was the first person to walk on the moon?
Jackson or something?
Neil Armstrong.
Take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox and then listen to the quiz podcast to find out how you did.
Play, share, and of course, listen to the quiz right now at thequiz.fox.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
All right, so if you want a Bulldog disposal doggy bag, that's our offer today. It is a chance for you to declutter.
Yes.
And you got things that sometimes you can't recycle or you can't take to Habitat or Salt and Light. They just don't want. They don't want it.
Right.
So if you need a doggy bag, I got a big doggy bag. Costs about $40. I'll pay for that. And then you fill it at your leisure. Then you call Phil at Bulldog Disposal and say, come and pick this up for $175. Stevie Jay's paying for this. So it's just a great, we've used probably half a dozen of them already.
A neighbor down the street has one out, and he's doing some roofing stuff. So
yeah.
Just getting it pretty full, and I know that's when they come in and get that claw in there.
Pretty cool. Kids will love it. But for example, Benjamin has a rental in Whiteheath, and there's somebody burned some stuff, and it's like the frame of a recliner with the springs.
Okay.
What are you doing with that?
Right.
You're going to recycle that.
Uh-huh.
You're going to put it in your doggy bag, and I don't think what he had, you couldn't even, it was so burnt. Anyway, that kind of stuff you can't do anything with.
That's right.
So if you are interested on winning one of these, you just text me doggy bag on the Fisher National Bank text line, 217-359-2255, and you have a chance to win one of these $210 deal. All in, I'm paying the whole nickel, everything. I'm paying it. So if you need to declutter, it's a good feeling to get that garage cleaned up. And that doggy bag holds a lot of stuff. You won't believe it. You'll get it, say, what? This thing's like 2 feet. And then you unfold it keeps unfolding.
Of course, we're giving it to you, but Do It Best Hardware at 107 West Springfield in Champaign is where you can pick one up.
I bought about 5 there. As we've had some stuff we've been doing.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, so there you go. That's your offer today, the program where I give you my money to shop at a good place. Today's good place is Bulldog Disposal. They have their roll-off dumpsters, but you can get a doggy bag and fill her at your leisure. Call them up. I'll pay for it. fill out your survey when you're done seeing how Phil did for you. 217-359-2255. Text in doggy bag. Going to talk about the markets. Looks like they'll bounce a little bit back today, but a correction is when a market goes down, 20%? I mean, the thing's at 40,000. Now it's like 38 something, 30. It's unbelievably high. Don't they have to take a little air out of this thing every now and then? We'll talk about it here in the next 10 minutes. In our final couple of minutes here before we get to the news, as if you had nothing more to worry about, today I tell you about the hammerhead worm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The hammerhead worm has a head like a hammerhead shark. The worm is a foot long, and you can't really kill it. You can chop it up, but it'll all regrow.
Right.
It just regrows. How's they do that when you knock the head off? Anyway, what it does is not going to kill you or your dog. It could make you sick, perhaps. Maybe your dog, a little sick, but it's not here. It's in Texas.
Oh.
But somebody's going to come to that station wagon and bring one of those hammerhead worms.
Oh, no.
Anyway, so what you do, you'd get 30% vinegar on a spray bottle and squirt, squirt, squirt. Apparently that'll do it.
I see.
But it's gross as can do. Look up hammerhead worms.
I was so reluctant.
This is a really creepy, slick, slimy
Just
looking.
had my oatmeal.
It's a foot. It's 12 inches. And the danger is, and I am not well versed this morning or prepared to tell you the damage it would do to our ecosystem if all the earthworms died. Don't the earthworms do a zillion things for us underground? I mean,
that's gross. Thanks, Stevie Jay.
I ran into that story and it says, I'm here to illuminate and educate.
Okay.
We'll talk about Kamala Harris in a few minutes, but no, we're just talking the hammerhead worm.
But you have other things that you need animal advice about. We can hit up Dr. Todd with that in about a half an hour.
Yeah, he won't know anything about the hammerhead worm. I never know there was such a species, and it's in America. So if you're in Texas, you better carry your vinegar bottle mixture with water.
I see.
But again, it's like a lizard's tail.
It says these worms are toxic.
Well, they are for the earthworm to kill all the earthworms. So they just.
It almost looks like a little snake.
That's exactly. So if you saw Dune, it's the worm under the sand. That kind of a gross.
Okay.
Except they're really.
We're going to ride that puppy.
Yeah.
Okay.
FYI, you learned something new today because I saw that story. I said, that is unbelievable.
This one does reference Dune.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan,
Now,
but Sting was in that movie in the original. So
This is not that, but it is gross. 7:27, break for the news here coming up. Again, the bold doggy bag is your Stever offer. You get a free chance to clean up. And I pay the whole $210 on me for one person. Text doggy bag to 217-359-2255. All of our guests appear on the Tapman's Towing phone line. We are just 23 days to get away from Illinois football. That's coming up 3 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? 3
weeks.
3 weeks from Thursday.
Yikes.
3 weeks from Thursday is Illinois football. Did the marching line back, by the way? I went for you. I went down 4th Street.
Okay, thank you.
And it's still nobody there.
Okay, still flashing
As of
red.
Yesterday, it was easy peasy, but I have a feeling this weekend that'll all change as people will start moving in. The official move-in day is, I think, late next week. And I don't think they start classes till 20-something of August or something. Anyway, August 29, Illinois plays Eastern Illinois. Eastern gets $500,000 for coming.
You're kidding.
That's a big budget boost.
Well, they better walk away with a big L.
Well, they're not here to win.
I know.
I don't think anybody tells the people that come in for $500,000 that you don't want to win. You're not going to get invited back if you.
Sorry, Panthers.
You come in, I hit you here, you hit me there, and kind of like Rocky and Hulk and Rocky 3. I'll hit you a little here, you hit me a little, and then Hulk threw him out of the ring. Anyway, so Eastern needs to come up and have a nice game, and then let us play our thing.
8 o'clock on a school night. Goodness.
Yeah. By the way, I had said that's the only game. Apparently, there's a lot of games, so I don't get why we're doing it.
Right.
I have no idea. Why would we play Thursday at 8 p.m., lose the Saturday tailgate, and there's other football games to watch?
Right.
I'm confused. That's what somebody had sent me an email yesterday. Appreciate that info, but I thought we were the show, and I could see the justification of it. But anyway. It is not convenient for me, but they're not asking. They're just not asking me. How about this date? Can we make that Tuesday? Yeah. I want to go to the basketball game. Could you make it at 5 o'clock, not 6?
Go.
It's 7:29. We got the news next. ESPN 93.5. Good morning. It is Tuesday, August 6th. We'll be right back. Tim Onstadt, Gale Ferrex Trucking, Dedicated Diesel. How is everything at Dedicated Diesel and Dixie Chopper?
Well, Dedicated Diesel is going great guns. A couple weeks ago, Donna put in an order for some new machines. We got some great fall deals. We've sold most of the inventory, so we got in a new shipment. We've got new Classics, Blackhawks, Excaliburs, Eagles, Z2, and the new Falcon. That is a nice mower.
So when people try it and get on it, I bet the higher percentage buys them, probably feeling the handling and everything?
Yeah, it's hard to go back to something else once you've driven a Dixie Chopper. And that Falcon seat is the most comfortable mower seat I've ever been on. It is incredible. The Falcon, we've got a great deal on that for $7,000. The introductory price is $9,000 on it, and we're going to get rid of them as fast as we can. But that's a 60-inch deck on that Falcon, so you can do residential, commercial, cut a lot of lawn with that.
I'm Gianna Gelosi. Vice President Kamala Harris expected to announce her running mate today, and Reuters reports it's down to two governors, Tim Walz of Minnesota and Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania. The two will hold an event in Philadelphia today, whoever she picks, before going on a multi-state campaign swing.
J.D. Vance, interestingly, will then follow essentially Harris and the new running mate through at least Thursday, with the stops in Michigan, Wisconsin, and North Carolina.
That's Fox's Brian Yanez, but those campaign plans could be hampered by some wild weather courtesy of Tropical Storm Debbie. That's stalling out over Georgia and the Carolinas. Fox Weather's Mike Seidel of Palms, South Carolina.
And the storm is going to come offshore and sit basically off South Carolina, may come back inland Thursday and Friday, and that's why we have a real issue.
At least 5 storm-related deaths have been reported. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois DCFS reminding parents and caregivers to supervise children who are in and around water. 20 Illinois children died last year due to accidental drowning. The CDC says drowning the leading cause of death for children ages 1 to 4. There's an increase in water-related deaths, especially with children during this summer when pools are open and lakes, ponds, and other bodies of water are more accessible. Crime Stoppers and the University of Illinois Police asking for help in solving a series of car burglaries in Campus Town. They happened between July 5th through the 8th. Cars were damaged, items stolen, including financial cards used to make fraudulent purchases. The suspect captured on security video described as a black male. City of Champaign helping residents clear out the old to welcome in the new. Any homeowner within the city limits can get up to $5,000 in funding to demolish any added structures they'd like removed. This includes old sheds, fence lines, or detached garages, and they may need to be taken down. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Weather brought to you by State Farm Insurance. You need life insurance? He can do auto and home and a whole bunch of stuff. Kurt Lenschow. Yeah, I think life insurance gives you peace of mind. Mm-hmm. And wouldn't that be really great for your family to know that it could be covered if something happens, God forbid? Kurt Lenschow, State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, we get every month. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign event and vicinity. One more last hot and humid day today, then a series of cold fronts to swing on southward the next 24 to 36 hours. Little, if any, organized moisture expected, but winds will shift around behind the first front into the west this afternoon and evening time into the north overnight tonight. That'll bring down the second front and cooler, drier air in our midst for the day tomorrow and going forward into early next week. So for the day today, mostly sunny, hot, humid, just an isolated shower thunderstorm chance this afternoon at 92. South winds will turn westerly and pick on up tonight. Isolated thunderstorm chance this evening, then increasing clouds, turning cooler, less humid, low down to 63. Tomorrow, much cooler, less humid, partly sunny, the high to about 79 with a north-northeasterly wind. We'll bottom out in the upper 50s tomorrow night. Sunshine at 81 the day on Thursday. Friday up to about 79 to 80. Upper 70s for Saturday and Sunday. Into the lower 80s Monday and Tuesday. Still a lot of summertime heat and humidity ahead going forward for the end portion of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Well, fears of U.S. recession sparked this week. Yesterday, global markets tanked. Japan's main stock market index sunk 12.4%. While U.S. stock futures were also lower, we went down 1,000 points, so it's at 2-point-something%. Biggest fall of Japan's main index since 87. Remember that Black Monday? I remember that. 1987, it was like, oh boy, this is bad. U.S. stock markets sunk at the end of last week as investors evaluated disappointing earnings from several major big tech companies. What's happening today? I think they're up. The futures are up anyway. Wealth management advisor at First Financial Group is Randy Jones. Randy, how are you?
I'm doing great this morning. How are you?
Good. Are you talking people down? Hey, it's going to be okay. I mean, don't you guys do that like today? It's going to be fine. The question is, I mean, this stuff goes back and forth. Why can't we learn that? It's due for a correction, isn't it? Like 20%?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's always talking about the bubble. I remember back in 2022, at the end of the year, it's going to be a recession. It's like the sky is falling. I often tell my clients, look, the market is always giving a return. We get our rates of return from participation. We're long-term investors. I guess if you're in it just for, I'm day trading for the next 3 months, yeah, it could be a little bit volatile and crazy for you. But, like you see, futures are up this morning. Markets come up and down, and I tell my clients there are two things that will make us lose money: fear and fees. And if we stay away from those two, then we can win.
Well, you're just thinking this is it. It's over. America's done. There goes my money. And you're watching. And I just tell people, don't watch because you don't lose until you sell, right?
Right.
And I think the question now is going to be, when will be a chance to get back in? I don't think it's done going down, but I know nothing. What do you think?
Well, I think just based on whatever strategy your advisor is giving you, I tell my clients, we plan to cash. When do you need the money? I can't control rates of return or what's going to be the next hot stock. You saw what the Magnificent Seven took a huge dip, and everybody's like, oh, that can never fail. Anytime you say it can never happen, that's when it happens. Yeah. And so having a conversation with my clients, I got a couple of calls, not a lot of them, because I remind my clients, we are in this for the long haul. And everybody should remember, even during COVID, we never experienced that in our lifetime. And everybody was thinking maybe we should get out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should get out of the market. And then the market had a huge return by the end of the year. So stay the course. That's the best way to win in this market. Everybody wants to invest like Warren Buffett. They just don't have the emotional stamina to do it.
Yeah, it is. Well, again, somebody's portfolio takes a hit like that. I think what they say, people lost, or at least the major companies lost $1 trillion, about $1 trillion, which I don't even know how many zeros there are in $1 trillion. It was definitely a hit, so it's unsettling. But again, you kind of keep going. You just keep going, and those that want to jump in, that's just always going to be, hit or miss on exactly you can't ever predict the bottom, just like you can't pick the top.
Right. I tell my clients, look, most people are spending 95% of their time focused on their money when everybody says they really want to live their life. So let me put your portfolio in place. We turn your money into what it is, the tool that helps you live the life that you've always wanted to live. And so I said the market's going to do what it does, but as long as you're able to do what you want to do, then we're still going to win.
Okay, did Warren Buffett dump Apple? Is that what I heard?
I'm not sure, but I know he did raise some cash. And so when the market's down, he says it's shopping. It's Walmart for him.
I mean, it's unbelievable the numbers those guys push around, and it just, for the most part, the decisions those boys make, it doesn't matter in their life. Their day-to-day won't change.
Right.
They've got so much wealth. It's unbelievable. What would it be like to have $20 billion? I tell people, Randy, do you agree with this? No matter what, save. Because no matter, the billionaire can spend everything in a day. You can find baseball teams and football teams. You can spend it all in a day.
Right. Yeah. I tell my clients, let's focus on your goals. I think we're often comparing ourselves to the next guy beside us, and you don't even really know his whole story or her whole story. And so, let's stay focused. Let's save, or as I say, let's spend less than we make, and everything will work out fine, no matter whether it's today or tomorrow.
I tell you what, though, people are feeling the hit at the grocery store, the gas pump. They're maxed out on the credit cards. They're paying crazy interest. Mm-hmm. You feel like you're in a real cycle that really hard to get out of.
Yeah. Well, money is an emotional thing. And I think more people, especially with social media and things, giving people a false impression of what life really should be about. Yeah. Not saying that you can't enjoy it, but it's just not like TV.
No, that's right. Yeah, and try not to spend more than you make. That's always a good one. So.
Right. Yeah. So I tell people, hey, let's just stay the course. I promise you, it'll be okay. And I don't know, over the past 30 years, it's worked out for all my clients.
Well, good for you, Randy. Nice to meet you. I appreciate the voice of calm here in the storm. Thank you for your time today.
Yeah. No problem.
Appreciate it. Randy Jones, Wealth Management Advisor, First Financial Group. Is he in Dallas?
I don't know.
703, I'm not sure. Anyway, nice guy and calm, because right now you get a little jittery. It depends on your age.
Right.
You get, oh my gosh, we can't take this, we can't absorb this. But again, you're not losing until you just bail and just go look at a historic Wall Street Dow Jones chart. And it goes up, and then it goes down.
That's right.
You have spring and summer, and then fall and winter, and then spring and summer again. All cyclical, but it does freak you out, and I get it. But just don't look at it if you do have a portfolio. If you don't, just try and figure out how to make more than you're spending. But that's tricky. And I'm telling you what, the credit cards are not necessarily your friends.
Not at all.
Because they can, some of these rates are 20 to 30%, and if you don't even want to look at how long is that going to take for them, you can't get out of that with minimum payment. You got to address them one at a time. And
back in college, you could get a free T-shirt if you signed up for the credit card.
Yeah.
And it seemed like free money back then.
Heck yeah, just put it on
That's
there.
That's where it all began.
You know how much different it would be if we were carrying around the cash that we spend. If we didn't have a card and we had to pay $87 at the store and you just had to pay $20, $40, $60, I think we'd spend less.
Agreed.
If you're looking at real cash going out, but if it's $180, I have to put on the card.
And financial advisors ask you to save all those receipts, and do we do that anymore?
Well,
and you have your budget, and then you're categorizing at the end of the night, and you're finding out at the end of the month.
You can do it if you want. The problem is we really don't want to know.
That's right.
We really don't want to do it because of what it might infringe upon what we like to do. But there are a lot of belt tightening going on right now. So that's why I'm happy to present Bulldog Disposal's doggy bag that I pay for
there you go.
$210. You can clean out things. It's amazing the psychology of feeling organized. It's just like if you clean your bathroom, how good you feel.
I know it.
Or if you clean an area that is so cluttered and you know how bad it is, but you just don't know what to do with it. Because, I've been...
Why are you looking over here?
And I'm looking at me. I just sorted a bag of stuff that was from literally the 1960s. Notes that I had written, cards that I had received.
And see, I would have a hard time letting any of that go.
And here's my thinking. What would my kids do with this? And the answer is nothing. I kept a stack of letters that represented my dad's mom wrote me a letter once. My just things that are more special, unique, that tell a little history. And that takes about half an inch with a rubber band around.
Right.
But some of these papers that I drew in 7th grade or 2nd.
Oh, so cute though.
If I'm president, they'll have value. At this point, I'm betting I'm not.
Okay.
It's just, as Johnny says, it's just not a very good job. So anyway, I don't think there's any value in some of those things, but I did note a Sunday school chart where I had a gold star the entire season.
Nice.
Didn't miss one. The only child that was in Sunday school.
Your attendance?
Perfect attendance.
Excellent.
Didn't keep it because, again, what are my kids going to do with it?
Right.
So that's my barometers, how to sort things to say, you know what, I don't want to leave this for people. What are they going to do with it? So a lot of my radio stuff's gone.
Okay.
I kept the cassettes.
There's some kind of museum out there somewhere that probably would have enjoyed some of that.
And nobody's called me on that. So don't think I don't think there's a need for that.
I had a conversation with TJ Blakeman leaving a networking event at one time, and he said, when it comes to radio legacy, it's you and Stevie.
Well, that's kind of
we've thought about, putting you in the corner of some kind of display somewhere, but
well, I'm afraid I don't have much material. Anyway, I had a manila envelope full of letters, all these nice things people said about me. But again,
right,
it's nice, but why am I keeping that? It's kind of one of those things where when you win a gold medal, you did it.
Yep.
But 10 years from now, who are you again?
Right.
And you got to be able to live with all that stuff. I'm just thankful I'm breathing today and moving around. And then I'm trying to shine the light of the Lord and have a good, positive presentation. And hopefully I make a difference in somebody's life.
And a lot of people, like when the kids stuff too, like I have a box of each of my kids
That's right, we
and
do
their
too.
schoolwork
Now,
and things like that.
We have a lot of that. Janet has one clear tub for each child.
Okay.
And then they can decide.
That's right.
But I'm telling you, you can fill a house with stuff.
Oh, I know that.
And
it doesn't take long.
It doesn't take long. I told the great Jim Turpin one time when Janet and I got married, I said, we're not going to accumulate things. He looked at me and shook his head and says, no, yeah, you will. All right, it is 7:45. I'm Stevie J. Diane Ducey has sports headlines.
Well, speaking of medals and things like that, maybe we should spotlight the Olympics since both St. Louis and the Cubs scored no runs yesterday to come out losers. I don't even know what are the Cardinals doing today. Maybe I should at
Play
least
Tampa Bay tonight.
Okay.
They have such a good promotional schedule. They have so many nice things to draw fans. Cardinal fans just aren't into it. You just got to win, and right now they're on kind of a bad skid again.
Mm-hmm.
They're just best case they're going to sneak into the wild card, but I just don't think. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got that, and the Cubs will face the Minnesota Twins at 7:05 over on US 105.9, and Chicago White Sox lost 5-1 to make that tying the AL record for 21 losses. So all around,
I would really like to see the gate. They'll have like 8,000 seats, but there are not 8,000 people there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's tickets sold. And then how are the White Sox enduring, and who goes to the baseball game and for what reason?
Right.
Why would you go to the Chicago White Sox baseball game and watch another loss? So it wouldn't be anything you want to spend 3 hours doing.
Right.
So the question is, the people that are going, I guess maybe you have seasoned. I don't know. It's pretty. And then if you're a player, rough.
Not real motivating.
You're playing, but if you lose every day, it'd be horrible. It'd be really hard.
Well, it's fun to get the kids out to do experiences here
Yeah.
at the end of the summer.
And you certainly
so-
have a great chance at a foul ball because if they hit it over there, there's nobody in the section. You
And-
can go run and get a ball. So there's that.
And the Chicago White Sox will host the Chicago Cubs coming up on Friday and Saturday, I see.
There might be people there. And then it's one of those, you're not losing to the White Sox, are you? There's more pressure on the Cubbies. They got to win those two games.
That's right. Another experience you might want to take in is EIU plays Illinois soccer at Demergeron Park at 7 o'clock today. And then Thursday, IU Indianapolis on August 8th at 6. So there's something you can do. You can also check out the movie that's happening at Memorial Stadium with Kung Fu Panda 4 being put on Saturday the 10th. And it's fan day for Illinois volleyball at 1 on the 10th at Huff Hall. Now, when it comes to the medal count at the Olympics, USA is on top with 79. And then it comes down to China at, I think, 53.
Yeah,
and then
some
France is 48.
Big lead. And are we winning in golds? Because I think we were
Tied at 21 with China.
Yeah,
Mhm.
China had a little lead. Now we've caught them.
But Simone Biles ended up with 3 golds and a silver. She got second in that floor exercise program. So I was glad that she went out on a high note with that. I feel like when she fell off the beam,
Oof.
everybody was just
shocked.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to see how she saluted the other athletes and things like that. I mean, at the age of 27, who knows if she's going to be able to come back?
No, this is it. I mean, there's
You
no
think?
way. Oh, yeah.
And this
She'd
is
be 31.
This was day 8,
Yeah.
and we were all amazed, mental health wise, that she made it as far as she did.
This is a perfect off ramp for her. Amazing success.
Mm-hmm.
Best women's gymnast I've ever seen all around. And then, she got through the Tokyo mess and battled it and came out on the other end
with
successful.
the twisties and all that.
Amazing. Psychologically, what she went through, it's really a remarkable story.
And Noah Lyles has done so well at the 200 meter. So we hadn't seen that kind of, running. Usain Bolt did it in 2016. Carl Lewis
won the gold
in 100 and 200 in LA in 84.
But the time he won the gold in the 100 in 1988, that same time, except maybe it's a 10th difference or 100th difference, got last in the race. That's how we've evolved from 1988 to 2024. Wow. Carl Lewis would get next to last.
Right.
That is the development and the evolution of the human being.
Men's basketball against Brazil, 2:30 this afternoon, in case you want to check that out. And I was looking up a story about Mundo Duplantis, who's from Lafayette High School. I spent most of the 90s doing radio in Lafayette. And
Louisiana.
we had a lot of people who knew him, and he got 6.25 meter pole vault to break his own record and get Olympic gold. His mother was from Sweden, so he was representing
Somebody
Sweden.
please put that in feet. I mean, I appreciate
You're
6
right.
meters.
You're
What
right.
is 6 point what?
I mean,
it's
I
like
guess
18, 19
I
feet.
could ask Siri real quick.
Anyway, it's over like 18 feet, which is really, really high.
Yes.
Okay, 7:50. We got Dr. Likens coming up next.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Political news is sure to dominate the headlines in 2024, adding uncertainty to the markets. This makes a disciplined investment strategy even more critical to achieving your long-term goals. To assure your investments are aligned with your objectives, contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Sticky nights and stuffy rooms making it hard to enjoy your home during the summertime? Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing to make sure your air conditioning is working at its peak performance. Tune up your AC by joining the maintenance program and get all the perks it has to offer. Call Dogtown to come out for a no-cost quote to upgrade your system today with a Lennox high-efficiency system that will be sure to save you money on your energy bills and let you relax comfortably. Call 217-841-4728 or visit dogtownheatingandair.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Weather brought to you by Busey for over 155 years. Member FDIC.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. The first in a couple of cold fronts to come swinging through the area as Debbie, the remnants, makes its way up the eastern seaboard. We'll turn those jet stream winds in from the north and northwest. Cooler, drier air on the move, knocking at the doorstep by this evening. For the day today, mostly sunny, hot, humid. Couple of fog patches around early this morning and maybe an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon and evening. Highs of about 92 will level off tonight to 63. Winds will shift to the west this afternoon. Might even be a drop in temperature and humidity. Then much cooler, less humid on the overnight with a low down to 63. Much cooler, less humid for the day tomorrow. Partly sunny, highs to about 79. We'll settle into the upper 50s tomorrow night. Gorgeous weather heading through the rest of the weekend into the weekend too. Sunshine, 81 for the day on Thursday. Highs in the upper 70s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Back into the lower 80s. We start a warming trend for the early to middle portions of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olshes, Greg Solge.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't even have mentioned the hammerhead worm. Todd, have you heard of that?
No, I haven't.
It is a Texas worm that is approximately 1 foot long and is killing all the earthworms.
Evidently, it was stirred up with Hurricane Beryl, from what I understand.
Anyway, it has a head like a hammerhead shark. They're just the grossest looking things. It won't kill a dog or cat or human, but it could get you sick.
Mm-hmm.
Then, get this: you cut them into the knife, and they just regenerate. But
That's
you can't
right.
regenerate a head.
Mhm.
How does that work? If you cut the head off, it's dead. Anyway, that's what I was mentioning for the purpose of educational purposes, but it's pretty gross.
Mm-hmm.
Your dogs would probably go for the hammerhead worm, wouldn't they?
Oh, they probably think that was something worth attacking for sure.
So funny.
Easy had texted in. That sounds like good fish bait to me.
Yeah, well, that would be that. The ancient Egyptians valued the earthworm. Cleopatra established laws protecting the earthworm because it's killing all the earthworms in Texas.
I see.
So they got that going on. So what's going on with your dogs and cats? Dr. Todd Likens, pet pro veterinarian, Madison Kirby in Champaign. What's new?
Well, it's pretty quiet out there. Nothing exotic going on right now, just routine care.
Okay.
People moving into town, that's going to bring some, as they come back, they're going to bring new variants of the basic bugs. And so we'll probably see all sorts of kennel coughs and other type things coming up soon.
Yeah, and again, you have to be careful. Dog parks, I love them, but there are other germies out there, right?
Yep, it's just like going to daycare. All the germs get passed around.
Do dogs have a good immune system?
Oh yeah, I think so. I mean, for the most part, if they don't eat something really toxic, they're pretty healthy critters. Cats are the best. I mean, cats just seem to handle anything. But dogs, they're always trying to eat something that's going to kill them.
There's a video I saw of a cat, and it was just rattling its bowl, just with its paw. Rattle, till the owner put food in there.
Yeah.
Just rattle, rattle, rattle. It'd be so annoying. The cats are really unique, aren't they? Cats are.
Oh, they are. They are. Whenever I talk about putting kitties on diets, I always tell people make the bulk of the meal in the evening, because otherwise your cat's going to keep you awake all night by rattling things or moving your change on the counter. Or they'll find a way to wake you up to get food.
Do you think a cat's smarter than a dog?
Oh, I don't know. God, no, I don't know. I think dogs are they understand language better than kitties. But kitties, they have their ways of getting things done.
Yeah, but kitties might be so kind of aloof that they're thinking, I'm not even going to address that stupid question, mister.
Right.
It's a cat of smarter. Of course, you idiot.
Right.
They say, dogs come when called. Cats have you take a message and they'll get back to you.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I do work for my cats. That's for sure.
That's so funny. I'm telling you, though, in going through COVID and all the things today with the cost of chicken and all the things dogs and cats can just mean so much for your mental health.
I agree with that 100%. I think the mental health aspect is way underlooked. It's valued, but it's way underlooked because it's something soothing always to go home, something consistent in life that's always good.
Yeah, but it's amazing to me. I think it's God's example of unconditional love, because you come home, they're excited to see you every time. Right. Every time.
Well, they've been shown to lower blood pressure and things like that. I mean, they have a nice calming effect on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you still have a partnership with Curtis Orchard when it comes to the cats? I was thinking of that and how many people love those cats at Curtis Orchard.
Yeah, they do a lot of their. I guide them. They do a lot of their own care anymore out there, and we do the basic stuff for them, getting them spayed, neutered, microchips, just get them kind of started. And the best thing we got going out there now is they adopt them out every year, because that way there's no bugs carrying over and over. Mm-hmm. So they're there for the summer, and then they find homes. They find homes all summer, so they do a good job of finding them homes.
Well, Dr. Todd, good chatting. Always a pleasure. Can people get the doggy washed from you?
Hey, we got them. We got time this week. It's back to school week, so it's always a little slower when everybody's getting school shopping ready and everything. But yeah, we got plenty of baths, and the haircuts are flying again, so we got hair everywhere in the clinic. Just come on in, and we'll keep some of your dog's hair too.
Tell people the shocking price that you charge, because a lot of people are prepared to pay $70, $80, $90, $100.
Yeah, we'll get you. We'll get you in for if you're my client, we'll get you in for $35.
Wow.
And if you're not my client, then you pay an extra $5. So it's very worth it to become a Dr. Todd client.
And you get to go in and you get to see Boof and maybe some of the others. We're missing Boof. Tell him the paycheck in there, because I hear nothing. Okay.
Yeah, he's ready to go to work. He's already in the car, ready to go. I'm just getting ready to head out.
Dr. Todd, how can people connect with you?
Hey, give us a text. 217-355-5051.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
All right.
Dr. Todd Likens, veterinarian.
He's our pet pro.
Okay, appearing on the Tapman's Towing phone line. I do believe the cats and the dogs, I mean, they're amazingly different, but can equally be incredible companions. And some cats are lap cats.
Mm-hmm.
Some cats are where'd the cat go kind of thing. And the doggies just, yeah. I had a cat for a while. We love cats. My sister took Princess to live in New Orleans, and Princess had a good life. But I'm more a dog guy, and some people more cat guy. I think cats can, again, be amazing. But
yeah.
It's just wonderful. Hair is an issue. I think there are probably some cats that don't shed. There are certainly dogs that don't shed now. They're breeding that.
Mm-hmm.
And that, having had my lovely, wonderful doggies that shed, I much prefer no shedding.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bunch of hair. So there is all that, but what love, what amazing comfort an animal can help you get over the hump, and just you cling to them maybe a little bit more.
My granddoggy, I was sitting on the couch. He sits next to me and he leans his head into me. He actually does a doggy hug, Riggs.
Man.
He's such a sweet boy.
We've got the news coming up. You can always text us, 217-359-2255.
Okay, now I'm getting more cats rule, dogs drool on the text
I want to
line.
hear from Ryan Heiser. It's a minute till the news.
Does your bank keep rewards just out of reach? Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. While some banks save their reward programs for a select few, here at Fisher National, we offer free rewards checking to all of our customers. We are trying to reward you for the things you do every day. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive a statement electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's as easy as that. Rewards checking includes excellent 2.0 annual percentage yield for balances up to $20,000 and ATM refunds up to $20. Oh, and no minimum balance is required. Free rewards checking from Fisher National Bank. Rewards within reach and service beyond. See monthly requirements at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches today. Our team looks forward to serving you.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
She's made up her mind. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The AP reports Vice President Harris, who has secured the Democratic presidential nomination, has chosen her running mate and will announce it soon. And they'll hold a rally together tonight in Philadelphia, where Fox's Brian Yennis reported earlier.
According to NBC News, Vice President Kamala Harris went to bed last night without deciding who was going to be her VP. She wanted to sleep on it, and apparently the campaign is ready today with multiple signs printed depending on which way she decides to go.
Now, among the top Harris VP choice contenders, she's chosen from Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, and while Harris and whoever she picks plan to campaign for days in battleground states,
she'll have some company. Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance. He is planning to trail her in a 3-day tour to some key states and is expected to use those stops to highlight differences in the two campaigns when it comes to immigration, crime, and the economy.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Speaking of the economy and all the fears about a recession that led to a global stock sell-off, the opening bell on Wall Street this hour could ring in a rebound. Stock futures are rising after the Dow plunged over 1,000 points. Tropical storm Debbie's already caused flooding in Florida, where hundreds of people had to be rescued. And there's a lot more of it to come in the Georgia and the Carolinas.
The highest flood risk right now from Savannah all the way up towards Wilmington.
That's Fox meteorologist Janice Dean. She says Debbie is a storm that's stalling.
That continues to just churn and bring water off of the Atlantic for days. And that's the big concern. And that's why we could see rainfall totals of close to 30 inches.
There are flood watches in that region that are in effect until Friday. Debbie's blamed for 5 deaths. America's listening to Fox News.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Guests. As we wait on Vice President Harris announcing her running mate, former President Trump posted on Truth Social she is afraid to debate him on Fox News. Harris' campaign says he's running scared by refusing to honor the September 10th ABC debate set up when it was a Trump-Biden race. An attempt to get the Supreme Court involved in yet another Trump legal case failed.
The High Court denied the state of Missouri's complaint that the gag order imposed in the New York hush money trial prevented that state's voters from hearing the defendant, former President Donald Trump, tell his side. Missouri's Republican Attorney General Andrew Bailey hoped to get the justices to take the case on an emergency basis and made his legal move after the Supreme Court issued its immunity ruling. The former president was found guilty on 34 felony counts, but sentencing has been delayed until September. Former President Trump has filed to have the New York decision overturned. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
That immunity ruling shielded former presidents from some actions taken while in office, and it could alter the Trump federal 2020 election interference case. The next hearing, and that's in 10 days. A gang leader who crossed the border illegally from South America busted.
A Colombian fugitive wanted for homicide, arms trafficking, and aggravated theft charges was taken into custody in Maryland. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement said the 29-year-old fugitive, who was not named, had been in the U.S. illegally and was arrested in College Park. They say he was caught by Border Patrol in September 2023 after crossing into the U.S. illegally near San Ysidro, California, and was inexplicably ordered released on his own recognizance. House Judiciary Committee released a report Monday revealing the Biden-Harris administration had released dozens of migrants on terror watch lists into the United States. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
In baseball, the Chicago White Sox lost their 21st straight game, tying an American League record. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Ahead of this school year, Champaign School District hosting the school supply giveaway. Promise Healthcare hosting back-to-back health fair in Rantoul. It'll be at the Marketplace Mall, 11 a to 1 p today. All supplies first come, first serve, and your student must be registered for the year. The giveaway made possible by Unit 4's Department of Family and Community Engagement and 30 partnering agencies. Illinois attempting to remove language barriers for Illinoisans seeking to access state agency resources. The governor signed the Language Equity and Access Act into law. The bill requires the governor's Office of New Americans to craft, implement, and oversee statewide language access requirements. 2 teens recovering. It follows a shooting at Decatur. Police say an 18-year-old found shot Friday in the 800 block of West Elm Street. He was taken to the hospital. Officers learned that a 16-year-old arrived at the hospital with a gunshot wound to the leg. Both are in stable condition. Police are investigating. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, it looks like Tim Walz is going to be the vice presidential pick. He's the governor of Minnesota, and this is about as progressive as you can get. Kamala was more liberal than Bernie Sanders in her 2019 voting record, according to GovTrack. And Tim Walz is as progressive as, right there. So this is a far left ticket. I thought for sure it was going to be Josh Shapiro because Jewish, kind of a moderate. We're going to balance things out a little bit. They're all in on woke. They are all in, my friends, on this clip from Kamala from 2017.
You know, we have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke.
He's not woke, but he is awake. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our meteorologist Craig Solier, who is with us now. And
you had to ruin my day, didn't you?
No, to tell you what, this is Ilhan Omar and Bernie Sanders. This is Rashida Tlaib and Bernie Sanders. This is the ticket we have. And God bless you if you want to vote for it. Go for it. It's your call.
That's what makes this country great. Yeah,
but you are awake since what time? When did you wake
me?
up?
Oh, well, this morning, it's probably about 3:30, about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And then when it's TV day, it's like, 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Can you imagine that schedule, every day?
It is. I'll admit there are days when it's getting to be, a little, it must be the crooked numbers that appear on my driver's license. So
yes. No, listen. I mean, these poor Channel 3 people. This kid White, what's his first? Good kid, really good kid. Matthew White, nice anchor, and they got a new anchor. Yeah. These kids are getting up at what 3 a.m.
I know it.
And it is just, if I'm doing Good Morning America, I'd have to really work at this.
Right.
You're probably getting up 1, 2 o'clock. But those guys at that anchor, network level get a car picked up. You just throw your duds on. You change the station.
You're still tired. And you're still going to figure out the weekends and your clock and everything else. Anyway, it's Soya who wakes up for us to figure out the weather. We appreciate him. Brought to you by
But
Kramer.
I still have, by the way, fire in the belly. So
That's
don't worry
it.
about
No, he's
don't worry
got it.
about
No, he's got the answers on that map, man.
that nappy thingy.
Our weather brought to you by Kramer Siding and Windows.
Your premier provider for home improvements, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing. You can go to kramersiding.com.
Okay, it's August 6th. Meteorologist Greg Solier, what you got for me in the bag?
A relief, a little reminder, and I'm sure, and I've already seen it already. I think it's even coming out of someone at Channel 3, I think. Fall's on the way, so a hint of, maybe it's going to cool off. Yeah, sure. But there's a lot of summertime still on the longer range and medium range weather maps and charts. So a little respite, nothing to impact or worry about from crop growth and development. We'll continue to move with growing degree day units, maturity, dry down, all that kind of stuff getting into the harvest season here in the weeks to come. 77 muggy degrees already. Been watching showers and thunderstorms well to the north across Wisconsin and into Michigan. Temperatures are in the 40s through northern Wisconsin and parts of Minnesota. Not that cool, but again, a cool off coming our way. Not today, though. 92 southwest wind will turn westerly and turn gusty for the afternoon. That arrives with a drop in humidity this afternoon. Maybe a lone shower thunderstorm late this afternoon, early evening. We turn the winds north-northeast, and the dawn temperature far more comfortable at 63. Sunshine, less humid for the day tomorrow, and cooler, and a high temperature for the day tomorrow that tops out into the upper 70s. And that's the range then going through the rest of the week. Upper 70s some days, low 80s at night. Or I'll make that upper 70s and low 80s daytime. Upper 50s and low 60s at night. We'll keep it rain-free right through the weekend, early next week. Then we climb back into the 80s around here beginning Wednesday and Thursday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Okay, thank you very, very much. 10 after 8. Would you do a morning television show if it meant getting up at 2 a.m.?
At this stage of my career, I would pass. But back in the day,
when
mean,
you're a little
doesn't
younger,
really matter. You just go after it and just pay your dues kind of thing.
Is there a job that you would, can't say never, but would just absolutely just don't want to do that job?
I mean, on a day like today, a roofer, that would be awful.
Yeah, but just in general, I don't think I would ever want to be a mover.
Yes.
It's one of the most unpleasant things to do in life is lift a dresser.
I do. Last time we moved, my husband said, that's the last time we're moving. I'm not doing this again.
No, I get it. I kind of say that about moving radio stations. We moved twice, and I don't ever want to do that again.
Right.
Too many wires.
So complicated.
Are there jobs that you would never do? 217-359-2255. Would you do garbage? It's early in the morning. It smells to high heaven.
Right.
That smell, that odor that comes out of my dumpster.
Yeah, that's
And then
right.
you got that about every house.
Yeah.
And so, but the new garbage trucks that just pick it up with a claw, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
I could probably handle that because I'm air conditioned, listening to radio, and I'd put the thing down.
But the guys who are hopping on and off, they still have that.
That's old school, but the new claw is the kind of the way to be a garbage guy. And I think if you're getting paid $32 an hour, you'd think about it.
Yeah, that's right.
So I guess money would talk, but to me, if they said, okay, we got this 3-story house and you got to go to the basement, they got this safe you got to lift up. I mean, that just would, no, I don't want to do that.
Well, City of Urbana is looking for field representatives on the census.
But would you want to go
campus door to door?
A lot of it's computer work, but a lot of it is door to door.
Yeah.
So you want to do door to door?
Where you're knocking and you're asking how many people, but it's $18.83 an hour.
Yeah, you could probably do that part time.
And you have a certain amount of time in a certain area.
Do I get to carry a badge?
I think so.
I want a badge.
That's right.
I really want a badge.
They want you to look official. But $18.83 an hour. I mean, even I'm looking at that.
A little cash, extra cash. If you have the time, you can do that in the City of Urbana. The federal government will actually hire you.
That's right.
But it will be through the City of Urbana to recommend or at least pass along your resume.
So reach out to the City of Urbana if you'd like to get involved in that. And it's just, like I said, a short amount of time, and you'll have a certain area. You'll get the training, and you can be on the field representative census team. So,
but Paul's is looking for a person to sell.
Yes, you're right.
Paul's Machine down in Villa Grove. That's a wonderfully locally owned company.
Right.
And Steve Emke is looking for somebody at Spring Green. We're getting inundated with the resumes for Spring Green.
That's
I know
right.
that. We got a lot coming in.
That would be cool. Like, you'll have your task list and your homes to work on their yards, but you're kind of
You're in the
in
car.
between and
You're
on
listening
your own
to
time,
radio.
and
You're enjoying
that's
the
it.
air conditioning. Now, you go out when it's hot and you got to spray and do the stuff with the hoses.
Mm-hmm.
But Spring Green's a local guy, good company, and just somebody who wants to roll up their sleeves to make a little money. That's available too. Okay, so but the jobs that are just, you think about jobs, boy, I'm glad I don't have to put a widget in the same hole every day the same time. Like a manufacturing, I'm sitting in line doing the same bolt on the same screw every day.
Right.
That'd be hard.
But for some people, that's exactly the job that they need.
U of I has some wonderful jobs, and I know of, depending on the situation, it isn't 12 hours a day stuff. The pace is like, well, I'm kind of bored.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get a little bored. I think I'd rather be active and do something creative kind of thing, but I'm thankful I got to do something that is different every day. I guess the variance I like a lot, but how about holding a sign in construction at 95 degrees?
Someone's saying a morgue would be tough.
A morgue would be tough. It would be really hard. That has to be a massively profitable business. But you're working with dead people all the time. I think that a morgue would be, I couldn't do a morgue. It'd better be a long list of stuff.
Well, and imagine having to do people's makeup and hair.
God bless you for doing that. There's just a certain type that's able to do that. And
you know, the relatives want that person to look a certain way. I mean, you would think, this person has passed away. It's not a big deal. You got to get that right.
I don't think I'd even
on these visitations.
I'm not really an open casket guy. I don't think put a picture on top of the casket.
Maybe.
Well, let's remember them how they were,
right.
not with the glasses on them and stuff. It just doesn't look.
But they say it's something about seeing the person who's passed
I
away.
Closure.
That you can, it helps the grieving process.
It probably does. So anyway, 217-359-2255. What job wouldn't you do? Would be a really bad job for me. It'd be moving. Certainly anything regarding, I think being in a police department where they're catching the same 11 bad guys, I think that'd be very negative and hard. They're frustrated at the fact that this person's out again, kind of. I think that would be very difficult as well.
Or in the jail where everybody's innocent and they're always...
Well, it's such a sad story.
Right.
There's so many sad stories in a jail. There's probably a lot of them. Text in if you got one. Let's go with our sports headlines.
New York over St. Louis 6-0 yesterday. St. Louis is 57-56 on the season. They've lost 4 out of 5. This is the 4th shutout of the season. I don't know why I'm bringing up all these negative statistics about the Cardinals. They'll be facing Tampa Bay. And is that today?
Yeah, Dylan Carlson was traded to Tampa Bay.
Oh.
You can bank on a home run tonight from Dylan Carlson.
Okay.
Pretty much put that in the bank.
All right. So then we've got Minnesota Twins who beat the Cubs 3-0 yesterday. That series continues as we have 7:05 as the start for that. Oakland A's over the Chicago White Sox 5-1. Sorry, the Chicago White Sox are losing a lot too, but we've got that. So USA and Poland will be part of our volleyball action today in the Olympics. You've also got the basketball team facing Brazil at 2:30. I think this is the quarterfinals, so it's kind of a elimination round. But
I think it's kind of those quick attention things.
Right.
I was kind of in big the first 4 nights.
Yeah.
Now it's like, are they still doing that?
I think they're wrapping up on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I guess it's, yeah.
Well, and I feel like Simone Biles. I mean, that was 8
And the
days.
swimming's cool.
Right?
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not, I don't have zero connection to track and field. And basketball, 2:30 today. I'm interested in that.
So the Mondo Duplantis with the gold medal for Sweden, actually, even though he grew up in Lafayette, Louisiana. A 6.2 meter pole vault is 20.51.
That's 20 feet.
In feet.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Okay.
USA leading 79 medals total. Next up is China with 53.
Good work, USA.
France has 48.
Okay, Keith says, I couldn't be a teacher. That's sad. That used to be like...
You're right.
With the lack of support from parents and the bad woke policies that seem to be coming more often, there are a ton of teachers getting out. That's not good. I mean, we all have teachers that had a huge impact.
Oh, yeah.
The problem with being a teacher is you don't know. You think you're doing good, but you're never sure, and then you get that letter 30 years later. the ripple effect a good teacher has on is just forever.
Mm-hmm.
The impact is gigantic from a good teacher.
Mm-hmm.
It can be conversely a bad teacher that can be hurtful too.
Absolutely.
But a teacher's another pretty good vocation that would be, at this day and age, it'd be hard.
Right.
Because if you don't have the support from home and there's nobody that's coming to the parent-teacher thing, and then there are policies that seem crooked to me. 217-359-2255, a job you couldn't do. I'd like to know. We're going to have a long list, I think. Man. All right, we'll be right back. ESPN 93.5, your Fox Business. See how these markets are going to open here in just a few minutes. 8:19, here's Greg.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. The first in a couple of cold fronts to come swinging through the area as Debbie, the remnants, makes its way up the eastern seaboard. We'll turn those jet stream winds in from the north and northwest. Cooler, drier air on the move, knocking at the doorstep by this evening. For the day today, mostly sunny, hot, humid. Couple of fog patches around early this morning and maybe an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon and evening. Highs of about 92 will level off tonight to 63. Winds will shift to the west this afternoon. Might even be a drop in temperature and humidity. Then much cooler, less humid on the overnight with a low down to 63. Much cooler, less humid for the day tomorrow. Partly sunny, highs to about 79. We'll settle into the upper 50s tomorrow night. Gorgeous weather heading through the rest of the weekend into the weekend too. Sunshine, 81 for the day on Thursday. Highs in the upper 70s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Back into the lower 80s. We start a warming trend for the early to middle portions of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olshes, Greg Soldier.
Stock futures are recovering ground this morning. At least for now, investors appear to be looking past concerns about the economy. The U.S. trade deficit was stronger than expected in June, $73.1 billion. Both imports and exports rose. Earnings news is mixed. Caterpillar is holding up better than expected. The stock up 3%. Uber Technologies made a profit in the quarter after losing money a year ago. Though restaurant companies are seeing consumers pulling back, Bloomin' Brands, parent of Outback, Carrabba's, and Fleming's, says demand softening. Yum Brands says Taco Bell's sales increased, but KFC and Pizza Hut saw a pullback in recent months. Palantir Technology shares are up 11% after an upbeat quarter. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda. Invested in you.
Interesting people are talking to Will Kane.
I said, what do I call you? I call you Dwayne. I call you The Rock. He said, now that I own it, I can call you The Rock.
Yes, I own it now. You can call me The Rock.
Our next guest needs no introduction. It is Dr. Jordan Peters, my old friend and frenemy, Stephen A. Smith.
What is going on here? I see the Will Kane show in the background. I see the microphone.
Watch it live at noon Eastern, Monday through Thursday on FoxNews.com. And get the podcast 5 days a week at FoxNewsPodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Find the look you love for less at Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Explore their wide selection of quality pieces, from cozy sofas to exquisite dining sets from all the top name brands. With personalized service and expert advice, their team makes finding the perfect piece effortless. Create the home of your dreams with Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Exceptional customer service and the best prices since 1959. Stop by today or visit them online at kelseyfurniture.com.
If you're looking for a great job, Spring Green is looking for you. Full-time, benefits and overtime, outside all day, work independently. How about full health insurance and a chance at matching funds for your 401k? Yes, Spring Green, your neighborhood lawn care team, serving all over Central Illinois. It's a great job, and if you're interested, connect with S. Imke, S-I-M-M-K-E at spring-green.net. S. Imke at spring-green.net. If you work for him, he might give you a ride in his truck, which has 650,000 miles on it.
That's amazing.
You're a good employee. Okay, other jobs you would not do coming in.
Couldn't ever be a potty house, pump out, clean up person.
I did that with a hardworking series. I worked for Gulliford, and I had to clean one of those. And it's pretty gross. And you'd be amazed after a frat sorority mixer, what's in them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just full of stuff.
Yes.
And so, but I mean, sticks and stuff.
So
they stuffed it with stuff. So anyway,
I'm on many event committees, and I've heard you can kind of measure the crowd by asking the potty house guys how much was in there.
Well, I guess
I never really thought about that.
Well, first of all, you don't go in there unless you've had a lot of beer, first of all, because that's just not a place you want to go in. Some of those potty houses, yeah. U of I keeps them good because there's so many of them.
Right.
And our crowds haven't been unbelievable, so they're not like, oh my gosh.
So, for instance, I was out in Pasodum at the Luke Bryan concert.
Yeah.
And there was a girl who...
Do I want to know this?
Dropped her phone.
Oh.
She had a blue arm, Stevie.
Well, at least it was blue. That means it was disinfected. So,
Okay.
But you're going to probably go get your phone.
Walk around the rest of the concert with a blue arm.
But you have your phone.
I mean,
would you put your hand in a porta potty for your phone?
I felt so bad for her.
Blue Man Group was at the Luke Bryan show.
And people you're saying what happened, I guess, but you know what happened.
You dropped your phone in the potty. I didn't know they put blue stuff in them.
Yeah, I mean, it's mixing in with all the blue.
I got you. Okay, Angel says, I wouldn't be a school bus driver. Talking about jobs, if you're just tuning in, tough jobs, because we were talking about, would you get up early and be an anchor on a TV show, a smaller market, and would you get up at 2 in the morning for the rest of your life? I don't know if you could do that. I could. I'm just glad I don't have to.
How much does that pay now, I wonder? It's
what, for what?
I mean, a school bus driver. Essentially, it's what, 5 hours a day or so?
$18 an hour, maybe?
Okay.
I wouldn't think it'd be a bunch more. School bus driver would be very, very challenging. It was hard in the 70s. Hey, be quiet back.
Right.
I mean, remember the eyes of the driver would look back. The eyes of the driver would look back at you.
Mm-hmm.
But it was always the older guys in the back seats.
Yeah.
So, because you couldn't sit there, the rite of passage was you got to grow up to get back there.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, that would be a difficult job. There's no doubt. Doesn't pay a ton. Would you work at a fast food place? I mean, at the drive-thru can get pretty nasty if you mess their order up.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's just a venting from COVID and mental health if you get that mad because the fries aren't hot, which happens all the time, doesn't it? The fries aren't really hot. I mean,
that's right.
Not like hot.
I mean, a lot of times they are.
So 217-359-2255. I'd mentioned I would never want to move, and maybe I don't think I'd ride on the back of a garbage truck.
I had mentioned roofer because it's super hot.
Oh man, roofing is dangerous. Can be dangerous depending on the pitch of the roof. Yeah, I know. It's no question. Roofing. I mean, I think holding a slow and stop sign at the construction sites. A, that's very dangerous. B, it's hotter than heck, and you're standing there for 8 or 10 hours,
and the person is, getting a tan, but only a little portion of their body.
No, that would be.
Is there a cancer concern?
But I mean, it's not very interesting,
right?
And it would be very hard standing there all day. And then, by the way, you got to be on the walkie-talkie saying, "Okay, I'm sending them through."
Yep,
that's your job, and that might pay. Construction might pay a little bit more, $20-$25 an hour. Mm-hmm. So anyway, there's certainly
school bus I'm seeing between 15 and 28 in Illinois.
All right, so 28 for your senior driver, and that comes out to like with benefits. Do you get benefits? Are you a full-time driver? Is it ever a full-time driver? Is it always a part-time?
I don't know.
If you get $28 an hour with benefits, it's essentially a $70,000 a year job with benefits. But man, that would be a grind.
Average hourly wage for the construction flagger is $20.73 in Illinois.
Okay. What would be an enjoyable position? I could say hi at Walmart for about an hour. Hey, how you doing? That would really kind of lift people
up. You think?
Or
do people rather not see you and just shuffling through?
If you say, hey, welcome, do you know what you're looking for? It's aisle 14. I love going into places where everybody knows where it is.
And depending on the Walmart, they check my receipt and they're checking my items on the way out.
Walmart?
From the greeter.
They do that at Costco. They do it at Sam's. They're checking it at Walmart now?
I think there's a lot of shoplifting going on.
Well, I know that. I just didn't think they checked that stuff.
So I was glad I had my receipt ready because a lot of times I don't.
I was in the Ace Hardware and saw a guy's security. It's just... what happened to thou shalt not steal?
I don't know.
That's one of the biggies. That's a 10 commandment.
Thou shalt not steal if it's over $1,000. But under $1,000, you're all right.
I mean, man.
What?
Didn't they put Jean Valjean in jail for all those years for stealing a loaf of bread because his sister's child was starving or something?
Les Miserables.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't. Okay, that's annoying if they're checking receipts as you leave. But then again, there's some people going in just masked and hooded up, and they just grab stuff.
Yep.
And nobody's supposed to do anything about it. You're just supposed to let them go.
How about Department of Children and Family Services, where these kids are neglected?
That'd be a horrible job.
Oh, that would be horrible.
Okay, 217-359-2255. If you want to jump on jobs, just for fun,
right?
What would you do? What wouldn't you do?
Fun.
Yeah.
Now I'm depressed.
829. All right, the best job ever. Stand by. Tim Onstadt, Gale Ferrex Trucking, Dedicated Diesel. How is everything at Dedicated Diesel and Dixie Chopper?
Well, Dedicated Diesel is going great guns. A couple weeks ago, Donna put in an order for some new machines. We got some great fall deals. We've sold most of the inventory, so we got in a new shipment. We've got new Classics, Blackhawks, Excaliburs, Eagles, Z2, and the new Falcon. That is a nice mower.
So when people try it and get on it, I bet the higher percentage buys them, probably feeling the handling and everything?
Yeah, it's hard to go back to something else once you've driven a Dixie Chopper. And that Falcon seat is the most comfortable mower seat I've ever been on. It is incredible. The Falcon, we've got a great deal on that for $7,000. The introductory price is $9,000 on it, and we're going to get rid of them as fast as we can. Well, that's a 60-inch deck on that Falcon, so you can do residential, commercial, cut a lot of lawn with that.
If you're in the market for a new car battery, you could go to one of those big box stores, except there's no guarantee you'll be served by an actual car expert.
Clean up in aisle 3.
You could pick a battery off the shelf, except it might be close to expiring. Or you could just come into Interstate. Don't make a big box store blunder. With competitive prices and a more personal, reliable approach, Interstate Batteries is the clear-cut choice if you want to guarantee yourself a new and trustworthy car battery. They're open and ready to serve you at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Lillian Wu. Vice President Kamala Harris has chosen a running mate. AP reporting it's Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
Walz is from Minnesota. He has an appeal, especially to Western Wisconsin. He's a former high school teacher. He was in the National Guard. He is somebody who is known for being plain spoken. He has experience in Congress, serving as 6 terms in the House of Representatives and 2 terms in Minnesota. An interesting thing here, obviously, is that this was a pick that was being pushed by progressives, including Senator Bernie Sanders, as well as the United Auto Workers Union, who all endorsed Walz as the pick.
That's Fox's Brian Yennis, the RNC reacting quickly, calling him weak, failed, and dangerously liberal. This is a Fox News alert.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois attempting to remove language barriers for Illinoisans seeking to access state agency resources. The governor signed the Language Equity and Access Act into law. The bill requires the governor's Office of New Americans to craft, implement, and oversee statewide language access requirements. 2 teens recovering. It follows a shooting at Decatur. Police say an 18-year-old found shot Friday in the 800 block of West Elm Street. He was taken to the hospital. Officers learned that a 16-year-old arrived at the hospital with a gunshot wound to the leg. Both are in stable condition. Police are investigating. Ahead of this school year, Champaign School District hosting the school supply giveaway. Promise Healthcare hosting back-to-back health fair in Rantoul. It'll be at the Marketplace Mall, 11A to 1P today. All supplies first come, first serve, and your student must be registered for the year. The giveaway made possible by Unit 4's Department of Family and Community Engagement and 30 partnering agencies. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign event and vicinity. The first in a couple of cold fronts to come swinging through the area as Debbie, the remnants, makes its way up the eastern seaboard. We'll turn those jet stream winds in from the north and northwest. Cooler, drier air on the move, knocking at the doorstep by this evening. For the day today, mostly sunny, hot, humid. Couple of fog patches around early this morning and maybe an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon and evening. Highs of about 92 will level off tonight to 63. Winds will shift to the west this afternoon. afternoon. Might even be a drop in temperature and humidity. Then much cooler, less humid on the overnight with a low down to 63. Much cooler, less humid for the day tomorrow. Partly sunny, highs to about 79. We'll settle into the upper 50s tomorrow night. Gorgeous weather heading through the rest of the weekend into the weekend too. Sunshine, 81 for the day on Thursday. Highs in the upper 70s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Back into the lower 80s. We start a warming trend for the early to middle portions of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olshes, Greg Soldier.
All right, so what do we have in this new vice presidential pick? Tim Walz, former teacher? How about that? National Guard. He's the governor of Minnesota in his second term. He was there during all the George Floyd stuff. He was the governor of the state at that time. And he is very, very, very progressive.
He's 60.
The Democratic...
She's 59.
Yeah, she's turning 60. So the Democratic Party, this is the farthest left ever as a ticket. Josh Shapiro would have been a little more moderate, a Jewish man, governor of Pennsylvania. But she has chosen Minnesota's governor, Tim Walz, W-A-L-Z, and he's going to be the vice presidential pick. But I'm confused. This is a progressive ticket. Kamala says she's for fracking. She's not for single-payer health care, meaning you'd have to drop your own health care and you have to go with the government. She was for all that. Now she's not anymore, but how about now? What are they going to do on the border? Tim Walz is fine with what's going on. I don't know. This is because she backtracked on a dozen things because she wasn't going to be elected with that. So that must mean he's got to toe the line on that. So he's got to know that they've got to go more toward the middle and at least say that for stuff like that. And then when they get in, then it's just not right. We just can't do that. We've got to change our mind again. So I don't know if the Republicans can't beat this ticket in light of everything going on with crime and inflation and prices and open border. Just pick a subject, and it's not going very well. The world is in turmoil. Israel waiting to get hit by Iran. China taking a look at Taiwan. What would we do with that? It's there's a lot of things going on, and you're going to be charged with voting for what ticket. In Illinois, I guess it doesn't matter, which is kind of sad. This is a blue state. It's going to be a blue state. Last I checked, though, Trump was only down 9 in this state. It's pretty pink outside of the university towns and perhaps Chicago, of course. But
House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, also a Minnesota resident, said Walz is an empty suit who has worked to turn Minnesota into a Harris home state of California, solidifies this ticket to fully embrace a radical America Last agenda.
Well, it's certainly a choice, isn't it? So could not be too different. I mean, could not be wider road gaps here. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance going to go this way, and Tim Walz and Kamala are going to go that way. So you pick, and we'll see what happens. But we are leaning socialism, and I think it'll be a one-party nation. I really do. If the Republicans don't win this one, I don't know if they can win. So it's going to be that way, and then they're going to just argue amongst themselves. By the way, the pro-Palestine people are planning to do stuff in Chicago. How about now? You got 2 progressives up there. Maybe they're going to calm it down right now because this is an unbelievable potential for them. They'll have a voice in our government more than ever and more power than ever. So we'll have to try and settle this thing and hopefully...
Boy, DNC's coming up.
Yeah, in a week. They'll go on a tour and they start a week from Friday or something. And so their platform's going to have to be... I mean, they got 2 candidates that believe in all the things wokeism that I think is infecting the country. I think this infects the country.
You know, we have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke.
Yep, that was Kamala on tape from 2017 when they're trying to determine woke, and she's clearly very, very woke.
Democratic National Convention is the 19th through the 22nd.
Yeah, so that's this is the 6th, so it's 2 weeks.
Okay.
So the big week, they'll put on a good show, man. It'll be awesome. They'll be unified, a lot of cheering. In Chicago, the last time in Chicago was 1968 when they had the anti-war protest Vietnam.
Yes.
Very, very violent. Mm-hmm. And so they'll move. I mean, they're going to move these protesters, so you're not going to see them. But we'll see. Pro-Palestinians will be there. And in light of what's happening in Israel, too, they're still waiting to be hit. And we don't know what that means or the intensity of it and what Israel will do. But Iran is funding the whole thing with Hezbollah and Hamas.
So there'll be a rally in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania later today to formally introduce Tim Walz as Kamala Harris's running mate.
So he's the vice president, and they're standing outside his house. Fox has the camera. It looks like a nice picket fence.
Okay.
And what happens now? Does the Secret Service rush over there? They were planning this, but where were they going? I would think he'd have a detail right now. He's now protected. And his life has changed forever.
So does the lieutenant governor of Minnesota take over now?
He would be I would think.
He's still the governor.
He's the governor unless he loses. If Kamala and Tim lose, he's still governor.
Okay, gotcha.
He's not resigning anything. He's just busy for the next 13 weeks.
Planned stops in Wisconsin, Michigan, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada.
Okay, you got what you got. It is certainly representative of, I think, the worst part of the Democratic Party, and that's progressives and wokeism. Boys playing on girls' teams. You have to allow people to come across the border, or you're a bigot. Things that we just don't agree on. It just doesn't make any common sense. A whole lot of non-common sense for me. And then, what is your solution for Israel? Two-state? Well, what if Palestine doesn't want a two-state? They just want to eliminate Israel. How do we handle that? Anti-Semitism is the highest in my lifetime. I've never heard such bold, horrible things being said about Jewish people. It's just inexcusable, and we don't do that here. 20 before the hour of 9. 217-359-2255. We're back in a moment.
Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers visit Busch Stadium the weekend of August 16th through the 18th, and you won't want to miss this blockbuster matchup. The Hollywood stars from LA go head-to-head with Mason Wynn, Wilson Contreras, and the Redbirds. Plus, there are great giveaways you won't want to miss, like the popular Cardinals belt bag. That's the Dodgers and Cardinals, August 16th through the 18th at Busch Stadium. Great seats remain. Get yours today at Cardinals.com.
This is Wilson Contreras, San Luis Cardinal, for the Lou.
Look at that. Look at it. A pile of junk, a stack of rubbish, some buckets of yuck. Are you tired of looking at it? 2 Minute a Junk Truck is available for junk removal or dumpster rentals to get rid of your heap of muck, accumulations of dreck, and mountains of cast-offs. Go to 2minuteajuncktruck.com and schedule your time. Let us help you make room for what matters most. 2minuteajuncktruck.com for your junk removal and dumpster rentals.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he has a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola. All righty, 8:43. A peek at some morning sports. Diane Ducey.
New York came out atop over St. Louis 6-0 yesterday, and now the Cardinals will face Tampa Bay. Minnesota over the Cubs 3-0. There's a 7:05 start tonight over on US 105.9 for that series to continue. Oakland A's over the Chicago White Sox 5-1. USA and Poland in volleyball will be facing each other. The men's basketball team against Brazil with a 2:30 start. In case you'd like to catch some Olympic action today, the USA has a lead in the medal count, 79. China's next with 53, and then France with 48. And when it comes to the gold, 21 each for USA and China. Mondo Duplantis is mother from Sweden, but he grew up in Lafayette, Louisiana, where I spent most of the 90s. He did 6.25 meter pole vault and broke his own record. That's 20.51 for Olympic gold.
20 feet.
Second straight, yes.
I didn't know guys were doing 20 feet on the pole vault.
I didn't either.
That's two-story. That's
way up there.
Two-story building.
Yes.
It's like a hotel, second floor. Wow. And you're going to take a stick and run and jump to that.
And then bend your body and go over it.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
I can't imagine all the times they fall practicing.
Right.
Yikes.
Simone Biles with 3 golds and a silver, her second place in the floor exercise program. Had a great comeback for her. Also, Noah Lyles is someone people are trending and talking about. All good. So as far as Illinois soccer, we've got an exhibition game against EIU at 7 o'clock tonight at de Bergeron Park. On Thursday, it'll be IU Indianapolis at 6 o'clock. And then there's Fan Day coming up on Saturday the 10th for volleyball fans to go at 1 o'clock to Huff Hall. Food trucks and giveaways. Movie night that night at Memorial Stadium at 7 o'clock. And before you know it, it'll be Thursday, August 29th. And we'll have a game against EIU at 8 o'clock. As we say, go Illini. Yeah. Start to get our fall sports game face on. Here at Stevie Jay Broadcasting, we're bringing on the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
And that's on Q96. So we're taking note of all kinds of games. And actually last Thursday, got to hear the Bears beat the Houston Texans.
Well, that's right. It was called because of lightning, but the Bears won 21-17. So they're undefeated and untied on our broadcasting network here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Because we expect excellence once we pick up a team.
Absolutely.
Cardinals and Cubs have both won a World Series since we've had them. So we expect the Bears to win a Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
That's what we do. Chicago Bears and Jeff Joniak, he's running some nice promos for us on all the hits Q96, and that's fun to hear. Okay, it is 8:46. We get some weather, and
I got a text in about the doggy bag and what that's all about and what the person will get.
You get a big old canvas bag that folds up to about a 2 foot by 2 foot square, and then you unfold it, and then you fill it, and then they come get it. That's it.
It holds up to 2,000 pounds, it says at bulldoggybag.com.
Yeah, if you have like tile and stuff.
Yes. Flooring, roof shingles, bricks, toilets, carpet, packing materials, old clothing, furniture, household items, things that you just don't want to deal with anymore. Phil will take it away in the doggy bag.
All right, so if you want a free one, the value of that's $210, and I'm paying every dime of it. All you got to do is text in doggy bag to 217-359-2255. You'll get a call later if you're one of our winners. But yeah, very handy. And it does something for you when you feel organized and clean and you got that organized and stuff in order. Very, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 217-359-2255 on that. It is 8:47. Very happy and honored to have Dr. Abraham Kocherl, cardiac electrophysiology, OSF, Heart of Mary in Urbana. What is AFib?
Yeah, so atrial fibrillation is a heart rhythm disorder, and it's actually the most common heart rhythm disorder that needs treatment. So about 6 million Americans have it currently, and it's expected to increase to about 15 million by 2050. So it's a growing problem. There are lots of things that lead to atrial fibrillation, and this includes diseases like diabetes and hypertension, sleep apnea. Other factors that lead to it are an excessive alcohol and tobacco use, being overweight or obese, and being sedentary. Generally it's an older person's disease. Generally Similarly, if you have other heart conditions, it's worth looking for, so that there's a condition called heart failure, which commonly is associated with atrial fibrillation. So hopefully, if you have one of those conditions, those patients are being seen by a cardiologist, and that cardiologist is paying attention to the heart rhythm and keeping an eye on things to look for the development of atrial fibrillation.
To learn more, visit osfhealthcare.org.
The University of Illinois Police Training Institute has been training police and correctional officers from across Illinois since 1955. 2025 marks the 70th year anniversary, making PTI one of the longest-running academies in the country. To celebrate this 70-year milestone, PTI will be working throughout the year to share their instructional model with the community. The recruits at PTI go through over 104 hours of scenario training, which provide practice opportunities for de-escalation, decision-making, and understanding the importance of community interaction. This type of training requires training facilities that allow the next generation of police professionals to come out of the academy with a deeper knowledge of themselves and the skills it takes to participate in collaborative service, while also providing protection and law enforcement accountability to the community. PTI is engaged in an expansion effort to update and consolidate the training facilities to one central location, not only for basic law enforcement classes, but also for specialized classes for veteran officers. Visit pti.illinois.edu to learn more, view upcoming events in 2025, or to donate to the police training of the future.
Your favorite Mexican restaurant, El Toro on West Springfield in Champaign, is still open 7 days a week despite the construction on West Springfield. If you're craving those mouth-watering Mexican dishes, just enter from the east. When you see the barricade at Springfield and Kenwood, look for their special driveway. It'll guide you straight to El Toro. El Toro will be serving up your favorites all through the construction for the next 5 months. Open daily and ready to welcome you. El Toro, your destination for authentic Mexican cuisine, even during construction.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. The first in a couple of cold fronts to come swinging through the area as Debbie, the remnants, makes its way up the eastern seaboard. We'll turn those jet stream winds in from the north and northwest. Cooler, drier air on the move, knocking at the doorstep by this evening. For the day today, mostly sunny, hot, humid. Couple of fog patches around early this morning, and maybe an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon and evening. Highs of about 92. Will level off tonight to 63. Winds will shift to the west this afternoon. Might even be a drop in temperature and humidity. Then much cooler, less humid on the overnight with a low down to 63. Much cooler, less humid for the day tomorrow. Partly sunny, highs to about 79. We'll settle into the upper 50s tomorrow night. Gorgeous weather heading through the rest of the weekend into the weekend too. Sunshine, 81 for the day on Thursday. Highs in the upper 70s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Back into the lower 80s. We start a warming trend for the early to middle portions of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olshes, Greg Solgay.
This is Eric Bowen with Provident Financial Group. We are honored to be celebrating 15 years of service and want to thank all of our amazing clients for their confidence and trust. We look forward to meeting the needs of current and future clients in the years to come. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Illini fans, join us in Memorial Stadium as we honor 100 years of tradition with $100 football season tickets. Don't miss a moment this season and lock in your tickets for Homecoming, Dad's Day, and a special rededication of Memorial Stadium on October 19th against the University of Michigan. Experience more cherished moments in Memorial Stadium this season and get your $100 season tickets at fightingillini.com.
This is Eddie Clare, president of Paul's. Are you looking for a career and not just a job?
Paul's is looking for outside sales representatives for commercial and industrial customers. Are you a goal-oriented self-starter?
We have a great benefit package including 2 weeks of paid vacation from day one, a company bonus, health, vision, dental for you and for your family, a 401k with a match. Let Paul's create big possibilities for you, your career, and your life. Apply online at paulsmachine.com.
All right, so the news of Tim Walz, Minnesota governor, joining Kamala Harris. There's your ticket. It's Harris Walz, W-A-L-Z. Walz is the governor of Minnesota, sitting governor. They'll start their barnstorming beginning tonight. I bet Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, who is the other guy being considered, I bet he'll still open tonight and encourage Pennsylvanians to vote for this amazing ticket, which is by absolutely no doubt the furthest left ticket ever. Marjorie Taylor Greene is considered a right-winger. Matt Gaetz, kind of the same. It'd be like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz for the Republicans. That's how far left this team is.
Okay, gotcha.
So we will we'll see what happens on this here as we move forward. And the Democratic National Convention begins in a couple of weeks, 13 days. And then we'll have a choice who we want. But again, in Illinois, Johnny says we should do it through the kind of the districts that the Congress have. So the folks in Mary Miller's district would get an electoral vote for a Republican and split it that way, as opposed to doing states win all in one. It's all for one. And I mean, Democrats would win some counties in Texas and Florida, and the Republicans would win some counties in, Massachusetts maybe. I mean, it'd be the districts. I think that's a better way to count it.
Me too, but how do you get something like that started?
You'd have to ask those in charge.
And then while we're at it, term limits, please.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and see if they'll do that. You just have to start with that one saying it won't affect you guys.
Right.
In the next 20 years.
Your grandfather claused in.
You're in forever. Probably do it. All right, we'll be back tomorrow, God willing. It's Ed, Martin, Brother Johnny highlighting the program. See what they think about the ticket.
You can always listen to the show at steviejay.com. On the toolbar there's a podcast. You click down and hit up our show.
Yep. Thank you for listening, Diane. Thank you.
Enjoy the day.
All of our guests appear on the Tammons Towing phone line. All the texts coming through on the Fisher National Bank text line. We shall meet tomorrow, my friends. Thank you for listening. Have a great Tuesday.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit bulldoggybag.com.
That's bulldoggybag.com.
If you're looking for a great job, Spring Green is looking for you. Full-time, benefits and overtime, outside all day, work independently. How about full health insurance and a chance at matching funds for your 401k? Yes, Spring Green, your neighborhood lawn care team, serving all over Central Illinois. It's a great job, and if you're interested, connect with S. Imke, S-I-M-M-K-E at spring-green.net. S. Imke at spring-green.net.
Jesse with Lands Underground Solutions here. Hey, we come across customers every single day that they've had one or two, maybe three companies there and have been told their sewer line or drain line's broke. The homeowner's getting ready to spend money, and then they call us, we show up, we stick a camera in the line, and we're able to show them the inside of the pipe, what the problem really is. Then we can offer you solutions to deal with this, and now you are in control of this decision. That is Lands Drain Cleaning and Underground.
Attention all truck drivers looking for a new opportunity with great pay and amazing benefits? Gale Frericks Trucking has got you covered. Join their team, receive a $4,000 sign-on bonus. That's right, $4,000 just for coming on board. Plus, enjoy a $1,200 gross weekly pay guarantee. Drive their state-of-the-art Freightliner Cascadia trucks equipped with a revolutionary system designed to reduce weight and downtime. Get home every weekend and some nights during the week with paid vacations and holidays. They offer company-sponsored health insurance and all the benefits you deserve. Regional drivers get first priority. Don't wait. Apply in person at Dedicated Diesel, 1313 Triumph Drive, Urbana, or call Tim at 765-505-1295. That's 765-505-1295. Start your journey today with Gale Frericks Trucking.
Jesse with Lands Underground Solutions here. Hey, we come across customers every single day that they've had one or two, maybe three companies there and have been told their sewer line or drain line's broke. The homeowner's getting ready to spend money, and then they call us, we show up, we stick a camera in the line, and we're able to show them the inside of the pipe what the problem really is. Then we can offer you solutions to deal with this, and now you are in control of this decision. That is Lands Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions' mission. Provide good, honest, upfront solutions to customers and let them make the decision.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Your favorite Mexican restaurant, El Toro on West Springfield in Champaign, is still open 7 days a week despite the construction on West Springfield. If you're craving those mouth-watering Mexican dishes, just enter from the east. When you see the barricade at Springfield and Kenwood, look for their special driveway. It'll guide you straight to El Toro. El Toro will be serving up your favorites all through the construction for the next 5 months. Open daily and ready to welcome you. El Toro, your destination for authentic Mexican cuisine, even during construction.
Back by popular demand in 2024, it's the Cardinals Belt Bag. On Sunday, August 18th, the Cardinals are going to host the Los Angeles Dodgers. And on that day, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home an exclusive belt bag thanks to Phillips 66. That's Sunday, August 18th. The Cardinals, the Dodgers, and the popular Cardinals Belt Bag giveaway. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Alec Burleson, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Illini fans, join us in Memorial Stadium as we honor 100 years of tradition with $100 football season tickets. Don't miss a moment this season and lock in your tickets for Homecoming, Dad's Day, and a special rededication of Memorial Stadium on October 19th against the University of Michigan. Experience more cherished moments at Memorial Stadium this season and get your $100 season tickets at fightingillini.com.
This is WSJK.